Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something that can shape a girl's future more than anything else: confidence. If you want to raise a daughter who believes in herself, who stands tall in a room, who chases her dreams without apologizing, then listen up, because this is one of the most important conversations we can have. Confidence is not genetic. It's not something your daughter is born with or without. Confidence is built through experience, through action, and through the messages she hears every single day. And guess what? You are her first teacher. Before the world gets a chance to shape her beliefs, before social media tells her what she should be, before friends or teachers or anyone else influences her, you have the opportunity to lay the foundation. So the question is, what messages are we giving daughters about who they are? Your words matter more than you think. The things you say about her, about yourself, about the world, those words become her inner voice. If she hears you say, "I'm not good at that," guess what? She'll believe that about herself too. If she hears, "I can't wear that, I don't have the right body for it," she'll start questioning her body. So I want you to ask yourself, are your words building her up or breaking her down? Instead of telling her, "Be careful, don't take risks," try saying, "Go for it. You can handle whatever happens." Instead of saying, "That's too hard for you," say, "You can figure this out." Your words become her beliefs. Choose them wisely. Here's a reality check. Perfection is a lie. It's an impossible standard, and it's the fastest way to kill confidence. Yet, so many girls grow up feeling like they have to be perfect. Perfect grades, perfect looks, perfect behavior. We need to teach our daughters that confidence doesn't come from getting everything right. It comes from trying, failing, learning, and trying again. When she makes a mistake, don't rush to fix it for her. Instead, ask, "What did you learn? What will you do differently next time?" Show her that failure is not a dead end, it's just part of the process. Because here's the truth. Confidence isn't about always winning. It's about trusting yourself no matter the outcome. Your daughter's watching you every day. The way you handle stress, the way you talk about your own body, the way you react when something goes wrong. If you want your daughter to believe in herself, she needs to see you believe in yourself. Stop saying things like, "I hate my body," or "I'm so bad at this." Stop putting yourself down. Instead, show her what self-love looks like. Let her see you owning your strengths and working on your weaknesses without shame. Confidence is contagious. And if she sees it in you, she will start to believe it's possible for her too. A lot of people think confidence means never feeling scared. That's wrong. Confidence is about taking action despite fear. If your daughter says, "I'm scared to try," don't tell her, "That's okay. You don't have to." Instead, tell her, "It's normal to feel scared. Do it anyway." The only way to build confidence is by doing things that scare you over and over again. And every time she does something hard, whether it's speaking up in class, trying a new sport, or standing up for herself, she's proving to herself that she can. Confidence is built through action, and every small win builds momentum. So if you take nothing else from this speech, remember this: confidence is a skill. It's something we build, not something we're born with. Help your daughter by speaking words of strength into her life, teaching her to embrace failure as part of the journey, being the role model of confidence she needs, encouraging action even when she's afraid. Your daughter is capable of more than she knows. And with your support, she can grow into a woman who believes in herself, who trusts herself, and who walks into every room knowing she belongs there. Confidence is not something a person is simply born with. It is a skill, a muscle that must be strengthened over time. The problem is that too many people believe confidence is just an inherent personality trait, something that only a few lucky individuals are naturally gifted with. This belief is dangerous because it makes confidence feel like something outside of our control, something that cannot be developed or nurtured. But that is simply not true. Confidence is built through repeated action, through small moments of courage, and through learning to trust yourself, even when you don't feel ready. When you see a confident person walk into a room, you might think, wow, they were just born that way. But what you don't see are the thousands of moments that shape them into who they are. You don't see the times they doubted themselves but took action anyway. You don't see the times they failed but got back up. You don't see the effort it took to rewire their thoughts from, I'm not good enough to, I can figure this out. That's what confidence really is, the willingness to show up, even when you're unsure. It's not about never feeling fear or doubt. It's about moving forward despite those feelings. This is why it's so important to help daughters understand that confidence is something they can build. They don't have to wait to feel ready. They don't have to be naturally outgoing. They don't have to be perfect. They just have to be willing to try. Every single time they step outside their comfort zone, they are strengthening their confidence muscle. Every time they take action, even when they're scared, they are proving to themselves that they are capable. One of the most powerful ways to build confidence is through action. Too often we believe we have to feel confident before we act, but it's actually the other way around. Action creates confidence. Think about a child learning to ride a bike. They don't feel confident at first. They feel wobbly, unsure, even scared. But the only way to become confident is to get on the bike and start pedaling. With each attempt, their balance improves, their movements become steadier, and before they know it, they are riding without even thinking about it. Confidence works the same way. It is built through repeated experiences of taking action, failing, adjusting, and improving. This is why encouraging daughters to take action, even when they are afraid, is so crucial. If they wait to feel confident before they try new things, they will never try at all. And that hesitation will reinforce the belief that they can't do it. But if they push themselves to take the first step, whether it's raising their hand in class, trying out for a team, or speaking up in a group, they will start to see that confidence is something they can build. The key is to help them shift their mindset from, I need to be confident first, to I need to take action first. Another important factor in developing confidence is self-talk. The way we speak to ourselves matters more than we realize. Too many girls grow up with an inner voice that is critical, judgmental, and self-doubting. They tell themselves, I'm not good at this, I'll embarrass myself, I'm not smart enough, pretty enough, strong enough. And when those thoughts go unchecked, they become beliefs. But here's the good news. Just as negative self-talk can erode confidence, positive self-talk can build it up. Teaching daughters to challenge their inner critic and replace negative thoughts with empowering ones is a game changer. Instead of saying, I can't do this, they can learn to say, I can figure this out. Instead of saying, I'm not as good as the others, they can say, I'm improving every day. These small shifts in language may seem minor, but they have a profound impact on self-belief over time. Modeling this behavior is just as important. If parents constantly doubt themselves, put themselves down, or hesitate to try new things, their daughters will pick up on that. The words we say to our daughters matter more than we realize. They become the foundation of their beliefs, shaping the way they see themselves, their potential, and their place in the world. Every single day, whether we are aware of it or not, we are programming their inner voice, the voice that will either empower them or hold them back for years to come. Think about it. When a young girl hears, asterisk, you're so shy, asterisk, she internalizes it. Instead of thinking, maybe I'm just feeling quiet today, asterisk, she starts believing, I am a shy person, asterisk. If she hears, Asterisk. You're not good at math. Asterisk. She won't just struggle with one math problem. She will start avoiding math altogether. When she hears, be careful, don't take risks. Asterisk, she learns to second guess herself before she even tries. This is why the language we use is so important. Our words don't just describe reality, they shape it. And when it comes to confidence, the messages we give our daughters directly and indirectly can determine how they see themselves and what they believe they are capable of achieving. Many parents and caregivers don't even realize they are reinforcing self-doubt. It happens in subtle ways. When we say things like, let me do that for you, asterisk, we think we are being helpful, but we are unintentionally telling them, you can't do this on your own, asterisk. When we say, are you sure you want to wear that? Asterisk, we think we are protecting them, but we are actually planting the idea that they need approval for their choices. When we say asterisk, that's too hard for you, asterisk, we might believe we are being realistic, but what they hear is, I don't think you're capable, asterisk. On the flip side, the right words have the power to build confidence that lasts a lifetime. Instead of, let me do that for you, asterisk, we can say, asterisk, you've got this tree at first and I'll be here if you need help, asterisk. Instead of, are you sure you want to wear that? Asterisk, we can say, if you love it, that's all that matters, asterisk. Instead of asterisk, that's too hard for you, asterisk, we can say, this is tough, but I believe you can figure it out, asterisk. Confidence is built when girls hear and absorb messages that tell them they are strong, capable, and worthy. And just as importantly, confidence is built when they hear that mistakes are not failures, they are learning opportunities. If a girl grows up hearing, you have to get this right, asterisk, or you need to be perfect, asterisk, she will be terrified of making mistakes. But if she hears mistakes help us grow, asterisk, or I love how you keep trying, asterisk, she will learn that challenges are a normal part of success. Even the way we respond to their emotions can impact their confidence. When a girl is upset and hears, stop crying, you're fine, asterisk, she may learn to suppress her feelings instead of trusting them. But if she hears, I see you're upset, it's okay to feel this way, asterisk, she learns that her emotions are valid. And when she feels safe expressing her emotions, she becomes more confident in herself and her ability to handle difficult situations. This doesn't mean we should only say positive things. It means we should be intentional about the messages we send. Confidence isn't built on empty praise. It's built on real, honest encouragement. Asterisk, asterisk. Telling a girl asterisk, you're amazing without context won't make her believe it. But telling her, I love how you kept going, even when it was tough, will help her recognize and own her strength. Instead of saying, asterisk, you're so smart, asterisk, we can say, I love how you worked through that problem. Asterisk, instead of asterisk, you're so pretty, asterisk, we can say, you have such a bright energy, it lights up the room, asterisk. Another powerful way to shape a girl's inner voice is to help her reframe self-doubt. If she says, I can't do this, asterisk, we can teach her to add one simple word, yet. Asterisk, I can't do this, yet. Asterisk, that one word transforms a fixed mindset into a growth mindset. It tells her that confidence isn't about being born with talent or ability. It's about effort, persistence, and believing in herself enough to keep going. The environment a girl grows up in shapes the way she sees herself, her potential, and her ability to navigate the world. Confidence is not something that magically appears. is built through daily experiences, relationships, and the messages she receives from the world around her. If we want to raise confident daughters, we need to be intentional about creating an environment that nurtures resilience, self-belief, and courage. One of the most important factors in building confidence is exposure to challenges. Too often, we want to protect our daughters from struggle. We step in to fix problems, smooth the road ahead, and make sure they don't face discomfort. But this does more harm than good. Confidence is built when a girl faces a challenge, struggles with it, and realizes she can figure things out on her own. If we constantly remove obstacles, we are sending the message that she isn't capable of handling them. Instead of rescuing, we should be guiding, encouraging her to problem solve, make decisions, and learn from mistakes. A confident girl is one who believes in her ability to handle life's challenges. That belief doesn't come from always succeeding. It comes from learning that she can bounce back from failure. This is why failure must be normalized, not feared. If she is raised in an environment where mistakes are seen as shameful, she will hesitate to take risks, fearing judgment. But if she is raised in an environment where mistakes are seen as stepping stones to growth, she will develop resilience. Instead of asking, "Did you win?" Ask, "What did you learn?" Instead of saying, "You should have done better," say, "I love how you kept trying." When a girl feels safe to fail, she becomes fearless in her pursuit of success. Another powerful way to cultivate confidence is giving her a voice in decision-making. If a girl grows up in an environment where she is constantly told what to do, how to behave, and what is best for her, she learns to rely on external validation rather than her own instincts. Confidence comes from trusting yourself, and that starts with having opportunities to make choices. This can be as simple as letting her pick out her own clothes, decide how she wants to spend her free time, or contribute to family decisions. The goal is to teach her that her opinions matter, that her voice is valuable, and that she has the power to shape her own life. The people a girl is surrounded by also play a huge role in shaping her confidence. She needs role models, women who demonstrate strength, resilience, and self-belief. When a girl sees women who speak up, take action, and pursue their goals unapologetically, she internalizes that as normal behavior. This is why representation matters. The books she reads, the media she consumes, and the people she interacts with all influence what she believes is possible. If she only sees women being praised for their looks or being told to be quiet, she will absorb that message. But if she is exposed to stories of women who lead, create, and overcome obstacles, she will start to see herself in those possibilities. A crucial part of creating a confidence-boosting environment is setting boundaries around negative influences. If a girl is constantly in an environment where she is criticized, compared to others, or made to feel like she is never enough, her confidence will be eroded. This includes everything from toxic friendships to unrealistic beauty standards and social media. She needs to learn that she has the right to protect her energy and remove herself from situations that diminish her self-worth. Teaching her to set boundaries, whether it's with friends, family, or online space, empowers her to prioritize her mental and emotional well-being. Confidence is deeply connected to self-worth, and self-worth is shaped by the way a girl is treated, not just by her parents, but by society, her peers, and most importantly, herself. If we want to raise confident daughters, we need to help them develop a strong sense of self-worth that is not dependent on external validation. This means teaching them that their value is not determined by their appearance, achievements, or how much others approve of them. From an early age, girls are bombarded with messages that tell them their worth is tied to being liked, being beautiful, or being pleasing to others. They are taught to seek approval, whether it's through good grades, compliments on their looks, or being agreeable in social situations. While there's nothing wrong with wanting to do well, the problem arises when a girl starts to believe that her worth depends on these external factors. If she doesn't get the praise she's used to, or if someone criticizes her, she may start to doubt her value. This is why it's so important to help her develop self-worth that comes from within. One of the most powerful ways to do this is by helping her understand who she truly is beyond achievements, beyond appearances, beyond approval. This starts with encouraging self-awareness. Ask her questions like, what do you love about yourself? Asterisk. What are your strengths? Asterisk. What makes you feel happiest? Asterisk. These questions may seem simple, but they challenge her to define her worth based on who she is, not just what she does. Confidence comes from knowing I am valuable just as I am, not because I'm smart, pretty, talented, or liked, but because I exist, and that is enough. We also need to help girls separate their worth from their mistakes and failures. Too often, when they fall short, they internalize it as a reflection of who they are. If they fail a test, they might think, asterisk, I'm stupid. Asterisk, if they aren't invited to a party, they might think, asterisk, I'm not likable. Asterisk, this is where we, as parents, mentors, and role models, play a crucial role in reframing failure and rejection. Instead of saying, asterisk, it's okay, you're still smart, asterisk, say, this doesn't define you, it's just a challenge to learn from. Asterisk, instead of saying, those friends don't deserve you anyway, asterisk, say, not everyone will like us, and that's okay, you are still valuable no matter what. Asterisk. A confident girl knows that her worth is unshakable, regardless of circumstances. She understands that failing doesn't make her a failure, that rejection doesn't make her unworthy, and that no amount of external validation or lack of it changes her intrinsic value. This belief gives her resilience, the ability to keep moving forward even when things don't go her way. Another way to build self-worth is by teaching girls to set boundaries and say no. Many girls are raised to be people pleasers, taught to avoid conflict, to be polite at all costs, and to prioritize others' feelings over their own. But a girl who feels like she always has to say yes, always has to be agreeable, always has to accommodate others, she learns that her worth is tied to making other people happy. And that's dangerous because it means she will start to ignore her own needs, suppress her own voice, and tolerate situations that don't serve her. Confidence is knowing you, asterisks, don't have to prove your worth to anyone. And that means knowing it's okay to say no. No to things that don't align with your values. No to people who don't treat you with respect. No to anything that makes you feel small. Teaching a girl to say no is teaching her to trust herself, to protect her energy, and to honor her own needs. It is one of the most powerful tools for self-respect and confidence. Another essential aspect of building self-worth is teaching girls to celebrate themselves. Society often teaches girls to downplay their achievements, to be humble to the point of self-erasure. The way a girl talks to herself shapes her confidence more than anything else. Her internal dialogue, the thoughts she repeats in her mind, the way she interprets challenges, and the beliefs she holds about herself becomes the foundation of her self-esteem. If we want to raise confident daughters, we need to teach them to master their inner voice, to recognize negative self-talk, and to replace it with thoughts that empower them rather than hold them back. From a young age, girls absorb messages from the world around them. They hear people comment on their looks, their abilities, and their personalities. They experience criticism, comparison, and unrealistic standards. Over time, these external messages become internalized, shaping the way they see themselves. If a girl hears, asterisk, you're so shy, asterisk enough times, she might start to believe she's incapable of speaking up. If she hears, asterisk, you're not as smart as your brother, asterisk, she might convince herself that she isn't intelligent. If she struggles with something once and tells herself, asterisk, I'll never be good at this, asterisk, that belief starts to become her reality. The key to confidence is helping her take control of this inner dialogue. She needs to learn that thoughts are not facts. Just because she thinks she isn't good enough doesn't mean it's true. Just because she feels like she'll fail doesn't mean she will. The first step in mastering self-talk is awareness. Teaching her to notice when she's being self-critical, when she's doubting herself, and when she's letting fear dictate her actions. One powerful way to help her shift her self-talk is by teaching her to challenge negative thoughts. If she says, asterisk, I'm terrible at math, asterisk, ask her, is that really true? Asterisk, remind her of the time she solved problems successfully. If she says, nobody likes me, asterisk, ask her to find evidence to the contrary. Who are the people who care about her? If she says, asterisk, I'll never be good at sports, asterisk, encourage her to add the word yet to the end of that sentence. Asterisk, I'm not good at sports yet. Asterisk. That one word opens the door to growth. Another critical skill is helping her reframe failure. If she makes a mistake and immediately thinks, asterisk, I'm so stupid, asterisk, she needs to learn to shift that thought to, asterisk, I'm learning, asterisk. If she loses a competition and tells herself, asterisk, I'll never win, asterisk, help her reframe it to, asterisk, I'm getting stronger every time I try, asterisk. The way she interprets setbacks determines how she approaches challenges. Confidence isn't about never failing. It's about believing in your ability to improve, adapt, and keep going. One of the most powerful tools for shaping self-talk is affirmations. Now, I'm not talking about empty, feel-good statements that don't feel real. I'm talking about true, powerful affirmations that remind her of who she is. Instead of saying, I am perfect, asterisk, teach her to say, I am capable, I am strong, I am worthy, asterisk. Instead of saying, everything is easy for me, asterisk, help her affirm, I can handle hard things, asterisk. The goal is to build a habit of speaking to herself with the same kindness, encouragement, and support she would give a friend. Another important part of mastering self-talk is reducing exposure to negativity. Social media, toxic friendships, and environments filled with criticism can fuel negative self-talk. If a girl constantly scrolls through Instagram, comparing herself to edited versions of reality, she will start to feel like she's not enough. If she's surrounded by people who put her down, mock her, or make her feel small, her internal voice will reflect that negativity. This is why it's so important to set boundaries, to limit exposure to things that drain her confidence, and to surround herself with people and influences that lift her up.